We Like Dota, episode 30, starts now.
Hello everybody, welcome back to We Like Dota. This is We Like Dota, the internet's casual Dota 2 podcast. I'm Brian Sabone-Yinger. Joining me this evening is the classiest man in Dota 2 podcasts, Jared Clyde Frog Pedersen.
Hey, Brian.
How are you?
Doing okay. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing just great. How are you doing?
Fine?
Great.
Fine.
Jared, I'm happy that you're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a couple of episodes since we've had you back on the show.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
My wife is watching your child at the moment.
That's true. The baby is downstairs.
Yeah.
So hopefully nothing happens.
Yes. So, round of applause for Mrs. Sabone.
Yeah, absolutely.
For making the podcast happen.
Yeah. The Lady Sabone.
Yes. And last week we had the Lady Sabone. Last week we had friend of the show Cheeks of Flappin' on.
Yeah, I heard.
And
his glorious debut. It was very entertaining.
Very entertaining. Very weird.
Yeah, it was super odd.
That man is one of the also classiest gentlemen in Dota 2
He's a
podcast.
pretty classy gentleman.
Not quite on your level yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, get on my level.
I got this. Here's Cheeks. Here's his weird laugh. That's weird. Let's play that again. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Yeah, that I think 1 second clips summed up the entire show last week. So if you didn't get a chance to listen, you caught up.
Yeah, that sounds
caught
about
up.
right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the show, Jared.
Sure.
We're gonna start the show as is tradition.
As is tradition.
I need to get a clip of that from South Park.
Tradition.
Yes.
Or you can pull it from Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, Fiddler on the Roof. My sister was in Wapakoneta High School's production of Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes, as was I.
I was not.
I was. Tradition. Tradition.
Fantastic. All right.
Tevye is like my dream role. Like if I were to ever play one character, whatever, one person on Broadway or off Broadway, whatever it might be, Tevye would definitely be my one that I want to play.
Okay. So, there you go. Now we know.
Yeah. So Tevye.
Okay. Anyway, so we're going to start as is tradition. With who'd you play? And Jared, we're going to start with you.
Sure. I did get a chance to play a couple games this week. It was a good week. So
more than one match.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It was wonderful. So I played 3 matches. Played Venge.
Astounding 3.
Dazzle. And Ogre Magi.
Yes. We did that. Was that Friday night for team practice night? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did we did some random draft, right?
Yeah, the last game was a random draft. You and I just did that.
Okay, right. Because the other 2 we did captain's mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, our second one was was our Team Purple comp.
That's right. Was it the first match that you played Vengeful Spirit?
Yeah.
You went crazy.
I have no idea.
During that match.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
First time I've ever played Venge.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Hand to God, that's the first time I ever played Venge. But yeah, she's got she's got a great kit. I mean, it's just, she got that stun, minus armor, nice swap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
And then a passive, which is always, you always want to level up that passive.
Always nice.
Always level the passive because you don't have to pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's going to do stuff.
Well, outside of her her ultimate, she's very easy to execute with.
Absolutely.
I think.
Yeah. I would agree.
And you also played some Dazzle, Jared.
I did.
I forget who I played during that match.
I think you were on Mirana, possibly? No.
Did I play Witch Doctor that match?
Yeah, that was the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, because you were like, I'm going to be like number 6. I'm going to be the 6th position on the team.
Yeah. I attempted to let you be a greedy support on Witch Doctor.
And I was.
And it was great.
Yeah.
So I was buying all the consumables, and I tried to get my net worth as close to 0 as possible.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And you did a good job of that.
Yeah, I think I had boots and Urn at the end of the game, and that was it.
And we were talking during pre-show. You were playing Ogre Magi.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I love whenever Ogre Magi's picked, just because when he's walking around casting spells, he sounds like a casino.
It's like a slot machine. It's great.
I love it.
And that's kind of like what it's like playing him too.
You're a big fan of the Ogre Magi, correct?
I enjoy playing him a lot. He's got an interesting kit, and yeah, if you're just feeling lucky, you definitely want to play Ogre.
Yeah.
Because he's really all about luck.
Yeah. It fits your personality very well.
Well, sure, yeah.
Since you're into sports gambling and
Absolutely, yeah.
and
a
Dota
little bit
2
of gambling.
Yeah.
Which I lost a lot of items on, by the way.
You did.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Speaking of losing a lot of items, Ben has lost a ton of items betting on Korean Dota.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was ugly.
I think it's because he's betting on Zephyr a lot.
Yeah.
And they have not been
They've been terrible.
Well. They've
been
so hot.
no getting around it. They've been terrible.
Yeah.
I think we could beat them right now.
We probably could.
I think we'd put up. We should move to Korea and join the Korean Dota League.
Speaking of the freaking Korean Dota League, we have had the second content ID match. With
Screw
those
you,
guys.
Korean Dota League. I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So we probably should join the KDL.
Something like that. Yeah.
we probably should.
I don't know if I have like a voice quality similar to one of their casters or something.
Poor guy.
But it's like community match nights.
Yeah, it's
Hey, you back up. I just got that. You back up, okay? You get out of here. I'll throw this hot coffee in your face.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's these community match nights where I have nothing playing in the background.
Yeah, no music.
It's just all we like Dota.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Stink
what's
of
going
thing.
on. The last one we got through because they didn't respond to the dispute that I had with their dispute
Right.
within like 30 days or something like that.
Yeah, jerks.
Jerk-offs.
Seriously. All right. So, Brian,
Am I allowed to say that?
you're allowed to say whatever you want. This is the internet.
Wow. Okay.
So, Brian, who did you play this week?
Let me look at my list. I played Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
We talked about Witch Doctor. I believe it was a quad kill.
You did.
With the Death
Confirmed.
Ward.
Confirmed.
That was great. Here's all you do with Witch Doctor. If you see a group of enemies clumped up, throw out your cask. And then if you're feeling really great, you can throw down your Maledict.
Oh, the Maledict is where it's at, too.
Oh, I think it's so good. That's
So freaking
That's
good.
the most underrated spell on Witch
I
Doctor.
agree. I was watching some, because all I do now is pretty much watch Dota.
Right.
And it's so great that there's actually content out there now. Because
It's
like
nice.
the 3-4 weeks after TI4,
was
my life was hell.
It was a dark
I
couple
was
days
I
for
was
you.
watching like old stuff.
Really?
Like
Were you watching Dota 1?
no, but I was anyway. So moving on. The Maledict. I was listening. I think it was Capitalist or somebody was talking about how it was like a skill that you could just as well if you're playing support Witch Doctor not level at all.
Oh,
And I
disagree with that so
no
much.
way.
Yeah.
No way. In no way should you ever skip that.
I totally agree with that.
See, it's like
It's
if
nice.
you're playing a support Mirana, skipping Starstorm
Yeah.
or whatever, Starfall or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to get some more levels in your
Yeah.
stats,
Mm-hmm.
or the crit if you're playing the support Wraith King,
Yeah.
like that makes sense.
Right.
But no way should you ever skip that
No,
Maledict.
I got a free kill with it this morning.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
It's nice.
It's great.
And
So much damage potential
Oh yeah. It's great.
because it keeps ticking, man.
And let's see. I played Mirana, of course.
Of course.
I played a match with with Ben and Cheeks, which we did a random draft. I've been doing a lot of random draft lately.
Those are a lot of fun.
I'm taking a cue from Ben here.
They're a lot of fun.
I think it's now my preferred game mode, unless
Okay.
I'm specifically wanting to play one particular hero.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you get a pool of 20 heroes,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone takes turns picking. There's no banning or anything involved.
Right.
So it's you're guaranteed usually to get a hero that you're okay on.
Right. And the 20 heroes are just completely random. It's not like a certain amount of strength, agility, or intelligence heroes. Not like with a...
Yeah, I have no idea. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I was asking.
I don't know either.
So, yeah, we're clueless as always.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
I don't know. I got to think that they're probably
Some sort of...
skewing that somehow.
I would
maybe.
hope.
I don't know.
But yeah, you end up with 20 support.
But yeah, you usually wind up with a team that's not half terrible.
Right. Or a team that is really terrible.
Pudge, Bloodseeker, Ricky, Sniper, and then me stuck
Spiritbreaker.
on... Yeah, Spiritbreaker. Me stuck on support Crystal Maiden or something like that.
Perfect.
But yeah, we had a match where everyone had drafted. I drafted I think I had second pick or something.
Sure, okay.
And I picked up Marana because I'm pretty comfortable on her.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we had already had a disruptor pick.
Okay.
I'm thinking people get caught in the kinetic field.
Yeah.
I can, throw
man.
my arrows and
Totally.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow. And Ben winds up. No, Cheeks picked Shadow Shaman,
Okay.
which is a good pickup. No, he picked up Zeus,
Okay.
which we were talking about this earlier. Zeus is potato quality.
He's mostly worthless.
Yes.
Mostly worthless.
And look, if you disagree with us, I fully invite you to go to reddit.com/we like Dota and let us know that we're wrong.
We need to have a bumper that says shameless plug. So every time you do that, shameless plug.
Right. Yes. And well, here I can just give this to you. Hold on. Here we go. We'll just
Sure.
we've got
okay.
that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ben wound up drafting Shadow Shaman when we clearly needed a core.
Perfect. Makes a lot of sense.
Because as Marana, I can play core or I can support. I can
Right,
do whatever.
Right.
And then the last guy picked Abaddon. And I was like,
Yeah.
he's kind of in the same camp as Marana, where
he can carry, but he needs the exact same thing. He needs
Yeah.
items. He needs time.
Yeah, I think even
Yeah.
then, I think Marana and Abaddon's real strength lies in kind of the semi-carry role.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, so I was like, oh boy. So I asked Ben, I was like, what the crap just happened? Why didn't you pick core? Turns out, okay, Ben has had this issue the past 2 weeks or so where he'll draft and random draft and just totally miss the draft.
Perfect.
Where he gets a random hero.
Yeah.
So he said last night, that what happened is the game just never gave him an opportunity to draft.
Which isn't true.
And yes, to that I say, bull crap.
We're calling your bluff, Ben.
We're calling you out here, Ben. And I will give him the benefit of a doubt. The servers were getting a little laggy for about 5 minutes at the end of one of our matches.
Okay.
So we switched to US West.
Okay.
So maybe things were getting a little weird. I don't know.
I don't believe it.
But I'm thinking Ben's,
I'm yes right here.
yeah. So
Maybe he doesn't know what it looks like when you have to draft for random draft.
it looks just like all pick though. That's the thing.
I don't know.
And it tells you, it shows in big bold letters that says you are picking next.
I feel like it always says that though.
No. Because it shows who's picking, and then when it has brackets around...
I feel like it always tells me I'm going to be picking next, and then I don't.
The brackets mean that's who's going to be picking next.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. It says that for half the thing.
Yeah.
So anywho, long story short, it was an hour-long match, and I had Desolator, BKB, Butterfly, Mjolnir.
So you had sufficient items for Marana to carry.
Yeah, but we got rolled over by a Faceless Void and a Death Prophet.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, we just didn't have damage potential.
No. And a BKB is not going to really help you against a Faceless Void and a Death Prophet.
No, it does not.
No.
Well, I was hoping to have it to keep from getting initiated on by the Faceless Void with his Chronosphere.
Right.
But that's really only useful when you're at the 10, 9, and 8 second duration, really. Once it kind of starts to get a little iffy towards then.
Yeah.
Once you start to get lower. But we lost that one. But it was fine. It was a good match. We played well. But Ben, figure out what's going on there, man.
He said it's glitchy. It was glitchy.
Oh, whatever, Ben.
We don't believe you.
Go back to Smite.
Why?
Go back to Infinite Crisis. All right, so there's that, Jared.
Sure, okay.
Let's get into the news, shall we?
Bring in the news, Brian.
I'll bring in the news,
Bring in the
Jared.
news.
ESL 1, which had their last event at Frankfurt,
Yes.
which I want to get that clip of you going, Frankfurt! Do you remember that?
No.
It's great.
Frankfurt.
Yes. Will be at New York City,
Okay.
Madison Square Garden, in the theater.
Now, we did some research here because we were like, holy crap, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
this is a big deal.
If you're in
That's
the
18,000 people.
Yeah, if you're
Or
in the
20,000
US,
something. MSG is huge. But
That's
the
one of-
Madison Square Garden Theater,
it's 5,000
I
seats.
think it's 8,000. But
That's still pretty legit, though.
yeah, I mean,
that's still a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm
but it wasn't what I was expecting.
here's what I'm excited about.
Sure. Okay.
I'm excited that there's an event on the East Coast.
I would agree with that.
This is something that if we wanted to go to it, we could make it happen. We could drive out there,
We could.
but we're not going to.
I can't.
I can't either.
No.
You want to know why? It's the middle of the We Like Dota League.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dates are October 9th and 10th.
Correct.
So that will be the second weekend of our
Yes.
We Like Dota League.
Yes. Which I know I've been saying this for the last 2 months.
Yeah, we're going to get some rules up.
Some more details.
Details forthcoming. But
Look,
officially we have 16 teams now, correct?
We're locking it in at 16 teams.
Okay.
We have enough people to do over 16 teams.
Okay. So
We're going to have to I don't know what we're going to figure out. We're going to we'll figure something out.
yeah. There'll be something.
Yeah. But yeah, ESL 1 at New York City. The 8 top Dota 2 teams will compete for $100,000.
Do we know if this is going to be all invites, if they're going to do a
I'm not
play-in?
sure. I think there's probably a play-in tournament because I saw they didn't mention this, but I saw like in their press release, like the Join Dota logo was on the page.
Well, sure. I'm sure they're going to be doing the...
Isn't that what they did last time? Is they did like a play-in tournament with Join Dota?
They did, yeah. They had 8 teams. I think they had 2 invites and 6 qualifiers.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah, because I think Fnatic, or it was Navi and Alliance were the 2 invites.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really excited about this because I think this is going to be controversial here. I think ESL 1 has the best production in the business.
It's pretty darn good.
It's better than TI's. I'm gonna be controversial here and say that as far as like solid video, solid sound, they're right there.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I was watching a CS:GO tournament today. Mm-hmm. That was a ESL 1
See,
tournament.
that's the thing. They ESL does so many different esports. They have a lot more experience.
I agree. Yeah.
So-
This isn't their first time to the rodeo.
No. And they do a lot of big stuff.
Big events.
Yeah, big events. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, events.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I would assume they'll be doing single elimination again, like they did.
Unfortunately,
they
you're probably
did last
right.
time. I don't have a problem with single elimination. I like it.
Here's my biggest issue. Then it's all about who you get seeded against in your first round.
That's true.
And I mean,
It's a little different though because they do have the play-in tournament, so it makes that really important.
yeah, but how do they determine those seedings? Like, is it all just random? If it is, then it shouldn't be a double or a single elimination. Although that's exactly what we're gonna have to be doing. So I really shouldn't crap on it too much. But yeah,
Well, just because you don't think it's the most ideal format doesn't mean
I would agree with that. I don't think it's the most ideal, but I think
it's
given
necessary.
time constraints, I think it is necessary.
Yeah.
which again is why we're probably going to go that way as well.
I would assume they'll be seeding based on the results of the play-in tournament.
Right, but I mean, they're gonna have they'll probably have regional qualifiers, and so like the winner of the Chinese qualifier and the winner of the North American qualifier, like how would they see those against each other? Is what I'm thinking.
That's okay. That makes sense.
But yeah, anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be good. I kind of enjoy the single elimination because it puts a lot of weight on each match. And I think it's more. It's a lot easier to follow, a lot simpler. So I think there's some merits to that.
yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I agree with that. I definitely do.
Ben's a big fan of the single elimination, I believe.
I know.
It seems like any format we talk about, Ben craps on it.
That's fine.
Yeah, Ben craps on everything.
Exactly.
He's the Dota 2 curmudgeon.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right, so Jared, this next news item,
Yes.
Team Tinker playing under the Team Liquid banner. Now, I feel like I need a bumper that says, this is like the rumor mill. This is
This is 100% unconfirmed.
this is all speculation.
Yeah, this is crazy. So,
Yes.
so I was watching a game yesterday. It was from the 15th, so on Friday. This Team Tinker, which is a team that was formed with some pros from different organizations playing in the I League, which is one of the current tourneys that's going on right now.
Southeast Asia, right?
Yeah, I think so. It consists of Quakefa and Bulba from Liquid,
Right.
Sing Sing, who has left C9,
Okay.
Excalibur, who's technically a free agent,
Oh, yeah.
and Pycat
Okay.
from
Mouse Sports?
Correct Mouse.
Oh, boy.
So, first off, can we just talk about how crazy skilled this team is?
Absolutely.
They have 5 players that can play any position, really.
Yeah.
Because aside from Excalibur, I would say he's definitely the most raw talent. He's the youngest by far,
Yeah.
and so they've been sticking him on like a one position safe lane carry pretty much all the time.
Because he plays like Tinker, Meepo, and then like Naga Siren, and that's it, right?
Yeah, pretty much Tinker and Meepo,
Yeah.
and now he's been playing a lot of Razor.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty good too.
Really?
A lot of Razor.
Okay.
Pretty much every game I've seen, he's been on Razor.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, so and what's also interesting is all 5 of those players have played Tinker pretty well as well.
That's true.
So-
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So wait, is Pycat he?
Pycat plays position 1 hard carry for Mouse.
So this is basically team carry.
Right, but he's playing like this crazy roaming support.
Okay.
He had this crazy game on Bane where he was just like roaming around, didn't have a lane at all.
All right.
It was so good. It was so good.
Bane roams really well
He
too.
does. He does.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right.
They're a lot of fun to watch.
So they're playing under the Team Liquid banner.
Yes, they have played 2 games under the Team Liquid banner with their team name being Team Liquid.
What is that? What do you mean by playing under the Team Liquid banner?
So when they're in game, if
Yeah.
you have a Team Liquid pennant and you're watching the game,
Yeah.
it'll show that little number underneath with the pennants.
Yeah.
They're playing their game so that if people are watching that own the Team Liquid pennant, show that.
Okay.
So they're playing under that banner.
So when they sign into the game, they're all like
Team
clicking
Liquid.
Team Liquid when they sign into the game. Or whatever.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
Oh man.
So probably nothing
Yeah.
because Bulba's drafting for them.
Yeah.
So he's, a member of Team Liquid, so he has access to all that jazz.
Right. That's true.
But at the same time,
That's
it's kind of
exciting.
interesting. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because Team Liquid currently only has 3 members.
Yeah.
Liquid, Bulba, and TC.
That's true.
Because Demon got booted.
Yeah.
Way 2 is in limbo, whatever is going on
you
with him.
said you said Liquid, Bulba, and TC. Quakefa.
Yeah, whatever.
TC, and
Bulba.
Bulba.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That would by far be my favorite team if they.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh God.
I always get a little I always hate the post TI4 shuffle.
Right.
This sounds really interesting to me. I like to see this happen.
I would like to see what happens with this.
Yeah.
I would like to see what happens with this.
Yeah. For me personally, I always like to see teams that stick together, and
Yeah.
after TI4, that almost never happens. Navi
Right.
US is the only
and just
one
in
that
general,
stuck together.
Yeah, just in general after the international, I think is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, it makes me wonder, what's going to happen to Sing Sing? Where's he going to go?
Right.
And
Maybe he and Excalibur will stay together and form a team. And
yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm really surprised he left Cloud9 because Cloud9 is one of the more established organizations out there.
it kind of makes sense though because I didn't feel like he really meshed well with the rest of the team.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think so.
Wow. Why do you say that?
Just play styles in general.
Yeah.
I think he and Eternal Envy are way too similar. And I think that their skills kind of overlap and their heroes that they overlap a lot.
Yeah.
And so...
Because Sing Sing was playing off lane, right?
No, he was playing mid,
Was he?
mostly.
Okay. Is that what he normally plays? Do you
He's
know?
mid? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And yeah, I can see that's weird because Excalibur, Sing Sing, and Quakefa are all very similar.
Very talented mids.
Yeah.
Very talented mids. Bulba used to play mid for Liquid as well.
That's right. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. But he has since kind of started
Moved
to
into
play
support.
off lane. Was he playing support for
He's
Team
playing-
Tinker? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he's playing support for Team Tinker, and he was playing support at TI4.
Okay. I can see that being okay because he's a really talented player.
Yeah, he's just really good.
Yeah.
He's just really good.
This is
So,
look.
It's really interesting.
I'm gonna make a shot across the bow.
Okay.
To Ben here.
Okay.
Because he's not here.
Sure.
The best players can play support and core.
That's okay.
Yeah. I think to be a good support, you have to play core well.
I would agree with that.
Because you have to have like a certain degree of like being able to put yourself into another person's shoes.
Yeah. And Dota's a lot of times about just taking advantage of what you're given.
Yeah. I would agree.
So the fact that if you're playing a support and you're got that mind locked in, and then something, a lot of crazy things happen, and you're around heroes that just keep dying and feeding towards you, you get all this golden experience. You're gonna have to carry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. I think that's.
I think we also all have admitted to not be that good.
Yeah, we're all terrible. At least I am.
Yeah, I'm not good.
Yeah, and
but we like talking to each other.
Yeah. So we're not going to crap on Ben anymore. We're sorry.
No,
we're sorry.
We shouldn't do that.
Yeah. All right, Jared. Let's move on to the hero of the week.
All right, hero of the week, Brian.
The hero of the week is Dragon Knight.
Yeah. Perfect. So when we started talking about this, you're like, Dragon Knight. Everybody's played Dragon Knight before.
Apparently, you've never
played Dragon Knight before,
which is shocking because
I don't know why that's so shocking. Why would have I ever played Dragon Knight?
Wasn't Dragon Knight in the tutorial?
I don't think I played all the way through the tutorial, if I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah, I think that's fine because you're very. We'll kind of get to this in Noobs Ask Noobs later, but you're very much like, I don't need the tutorial. I don't need these item build guides. I'm just going to figure it out.
Yeah, that's in my mindset.
That's something that I love about you, though.
But yeah, so Dragon Knight. Normally, you see him a lot of times in the mid. I think that's really where he's best utilized, quite honestly.
Oh, I think mid or off lane.
Yeah, he can off lane.
Yeah. You definitely pick him as a core.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You don't see support Dragon Knight.
No, he offers zero options to be a support.
Well, I don't know. I think more so than support Juggernaut.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. His stun is melee ranged.
Unless you're in dragon form.
Which
you're in dragon form half the time.
Once you hit level 6.
Yeah.
What about the first 10 minutes of the game?
It's like support Beastmaster.
Whatever.
He's about as good as support Beastmaster.
I would agree with that. Support Beastmaster can at least give you vision, though.
That's true.
He's 2 notches below support Beastmaster.
Okay.
Would be support Dragon Knight.
But to be clear, I'm not arguing for support Dragon Knight.
Okay.
You only want to pick him up as a core.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah. Okay. So you either want to run him in mid or the off lane.
Yeah, and you can run him safe lane too. I mean,
yeah.
really,
he fits in anywhere.
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah. So you kind of said mid is maybe his ideal location.
In my opinion.
In your opinion, why do you think that?
Because he is one of those kind of heroes that can snowball really well. So what I mean by that is if he has a lot of early levels, so getting that solo experience and getting kind of the extra gold from being in a lane by himself.
Yeah.
He can really take advantage of kind of being at a level higher than his opponents.
Right.
Better than some heroes.
Yeah.
Like, some don't necessarily need it, but as he gets further into his skills, they scale really well, in my opinion.
So. And we'll kind of talk about his spells a little bit.
Yeah.
And we might as well get into that. And
sure.
We'll kind of talk about the merits of different spells depending on what lanes you're in.
100% agree. So. Yeah. Different builds for different lanes for him.
Yep. And, okay, we're going to start with his Q, which is Breathe Fire. Unleashes a breath of fire on enemy units in a line in front of Dragon Knight. The damage is 90, 170, 240, or 300. So there is a sizable jump between the first 2 levels there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mana cost is 100, 110, 120, 130. Cooldown is 12 seconds, and the range is 500. So this is a very useful spell for farming, for harassment.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, this is one that you definitely want, specifically if you're going to be in one of those solo lanes by yourself. Since he is a melee, if you're going up against a ranged hero, this can really help you with your last hitting.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
And it scales really well, too.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. Okay, his W is Dragon Tail. Dragon Knight smites an enemy unit in melee range with his shield, stunning it while dealing minor damage. When in Elder Dragon form, the
He
cast
throws a
range right, increases to 400.
Oh, that's not bad.
The damage is 25, 50, 75, and 100. So
No damage.
pretty insignificant.
Yeah.
Mana cost is 100. Cooldown goes down with levels 12, 11, 10, and 9.
Makes sense.
Stun duration is 2.5, 2.75, 3 seconds, and 3.25.
Yeah, not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's longer than Venge,
that's true.
I think.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Well, yeah. I mean, hers is like 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, something stupid like that.
Yeah, I think Dragon Knight's really good to pick up. I kind of like to pick him almost like you would Wraith King almost sometimes.
Okay.
Where if you need a core that has a stun, he's a very solid pick.
I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. And you need a frontliner that can kind of initiate just by being there.
Yeah.
He's great at that.
Yeah, he's real great. Okay, Dragon
And
Blood.
the reason is because of this one.
Yes, Dragon Blood. The lifeblood of the dragon improves health regeneration and strengthens armor.
Oh, yeah.
This is a passive. The
Gotta love those passives, baby.
health regen is 2, 3, 4, and 5 HP per
That's
second.
super significant.
And look at the armor.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
nuts.
didn't realize the armor.
It's nuts.
3, 6, 9, and 12.
Tell me that doesn't scale well.
That's pretty good.
Tell me that doesn't scale well.
I'm not going to tell you that, Jared.
Because it does.
At max level 12, that's basically a little over a free plate mail.
Yeah, exactly. Plate
And that's
mail's
like, what, 1,000 gold?
15.
1,500 gold for
think
plate
so.
mail? Is that right?
I'll check it.
That's crazy. But yeah, this spell is what really helps him to survive in the off lane and in the mid lane. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just get so much sustain.
It's great,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah, unless you're trying really hard, you're not going to die.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not just the armor, but the health regen too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, so unless you're getting like burst down in a team fight, you're going to be on the board.
Yeah, it's
for a long time.
super helpful.
Yeah, I like it. And okay, so we're going to talk about his ultimate, which is kind of his signature ability.
The reason you pick him, really, in my opinion,
I agree, is Elder Dragon form. Dragon
Elder
Knight
Dragon.
can take the form of 3 powerful Elder Dragons. So the Elder Dragon kind of changes based on what level you are.
1,400 gold for the plate mail, by the way.
Really? Wow. You are just... That's incredible.
Oh,
That's incredible.
I was off.
You should be on Dota Jeopardy or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So anyway, Elder Dragon form. Level 1 is the Green Dragon.
Green Dragon.
Short poison damage over time effect on attack.
Ooh, so it's got a dot.
Yes.
Okay.
Level 2 is the Red Dragon,
Red Dragon.
which looks more yellow than anything in my opinion.
Yeah, it really does.
Splash damage on attack.
Wait. It does splash damage?
Yeah.
At level 2? I thought that was level 3.
No, it does splash damage at level 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Level 3 is the Blue Dragon, splash damage and frost attack that slows enemy units.
So it cleaves and slows.
Yes, so it's basically a Scotty with cleave,
Right.
essentially, is what you're
So
getting at.
you're getting a Battle Fury and a Scotty,
Mostly, yeah.
mostly.
I'd like to know like what the splash radius is, how that works.
I'll
But
see if it's on Dota Wiki.
yeah. The mana cost is 50, so pretty insignificant there.
Exactly.
The cooldown is 115 seconds.
So, okay. At all levels.
Yes, and at all levels, the duration is 60 seconds.
So you've got just about a 52% uptime there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's pretty good.
So once you hit level 6, pop this thing as much as you can, in my opinion. Like once... Well, okay, I guess I should preface that. Well, wait, you also get some bonus move speed and bonus attack range. You become a ranged hero when you pop this,
you do. You
which is
do
worth
become a
noting.
ranged hero, and it also like your Dragon Tail, your stun becomes ranged.
Yes.
So
And Breathe Fire looks really cool while you're in Dragon mode.
absolutely,
Yeah.
that's true.
But anyway, as I was saying earlier, I think when you want to be using Dragon form, you want to use it when you're pushing
Agreed.
or when
Team fighting.
Or when you're team fighting. So, I mean, I guess you could use it when you're farming, maybe. Like if you're, in the jungle and you have level 2 Dragon form, for the splash damage.
Splash damage is 100% in 100 AOE. So it does 100% cleave in 100 AOE.
That's a big deal.
75 in a 200 and 50 in a 250.
That's a big deal.
Wow.
That's really nice. I didn't know it was
and
that
the
good.
slow is 30%.
I didn't know that was that good.
100% cleave in 100 AoE.
That's pretty nice. I mean, that's like basically melee range.
That's less than melee range.
That's Batrider range.
That's less than Batrider range,
Is it?
actually. I think Batrider last is like 120. I think melee range is
Okay.
technically 135.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's nice, though.
it's pretty crazy.
That would go really well
100%.
with Mana Vacuum
Oh, yeah,
from
totally.
Darkseer. Is that called Mana Vacuum
I think
or
it's just called Vacuum.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of Mana Break, I think, from Anti-Mage. Anywho, it'd be really good with that sort of thing. Or a nice black hole.
Yeah. Black hole!
Yes. So,
That's pretty crazy, though.
So yeah, Dragon Form on Dragon Knight, pretty stinking good.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's really, I think Dragon Knight fits in really well to push strategies
Yes.
because he just tanks up really well.
Also, one of the really cool things about Dragon Knight, he has a
Yeah.
lot of cool cosmetics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the things I really like about
He's got
him.
a cool immortal that makes his dragons look real cool.
Yeah, that thing is really sweet. I sold that thing
like
for like $6, man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That wasn't even like the rarest immortal from the compendium either.
Yeah, I sold it as soon as I got it, like the day it came out.
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
I'm curious to know what the price is on that now. It's probably gone way down.
it's probably like 250 maybe.
Yeah.
Which it's still really cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about items for Dragon Knight.
Sure.
Jared. In the early game, I recommend boots, tangos. Well, don't start with boots. Tangos and salve.
If you're on the offlane,
obviously.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. At least get boots early.
Yeah,
And I like to work towards a soul ring on Dragon Knight
interesting.
because you can spam breathe fire really easily,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you start leveling up your passive, the dragon blood or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you regen that health really easily.
That's true.
So I think it's a very good item
Yeah.
for Dragon Knight.
In the mid lane, I definitely would. He's one of the best heroes I could get a bottle on mid lane
Ah, yes.
because you can really spam out and bottle crow, if you will.
Yes.
So send that bottle back on the courier,
Yeah.
get it refilled, bring it back. He's definitely one of those heroes where you can really spam that fire breath in
Oh, yeah.
to last hit.
Yeah, just harass like crazy. Last hit.
Yeah.
Very versatile.
No doubt.
As far as core items go,
Okay.
Jared, do you recommend power treads or the purple boots?
Phase boots.
Phase boots.
I definitely think that treads make more sense on him.
I agree.
Yeah. I prefer treads to phase boots almost 10 to 1.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Perfect.
I think it just gives you flexibility in the tread swapping.
Yeah.
So
that is really nice.
being able to gain a burst of HP or a burst of mana if you need it. Just the flexibility that comes with that.
Yeah.
Definitely heroes that are more positionally dependent. I think phase boots makes more sense on, but
I don't think phase boots would be bad on Dragon Knight.
no.
I think they would be okay.
I think they'd be fine.
If you're going for tranquil boots, I might definitely question that choice.
I would 100% question that choice.
I would say
Unless you're playing
do you do?
support or a Centaur Warrunner,
yes.
I would say tranquil boots are pretty stupid.
If you plan on ever right clicking, tranquil boots is not smart.
Yeah.
BKB is very good on Dragon Knight.
Absolutely.
Of course, if it makes sense, if there's
Yeah.
magic damage or stuns on the other team, which there
Almost-
generally will be.
Almost always will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that BKB's pretty standard as a second item for him, in my opinion.
After power treads?
If you're calling power treads his first item,
Yeah.
then probably third item.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
depending on what the game's shaping like.
Yeah.
Sometimes getting a farming item on him can really expedite your farm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's in the farming item that I recommend on him is Maelstrom.
absolutely, right now that is the best farming item for almost anybody.
Yeah. Well, especially not Battle Fury, because the Battle Fury is not going to work half the time.
Right, because he's going to be in range. What would be
Correct.
54% of the time or whatever it
Yes.
is. So.
I believe you said 52% of the
Yeah, I
time.
have no idea if that's actually accurate.
But yeah, I think, and that's kind of where you need to make a call if you want to get Maelstrom or BKB first. If you're planning on being aggressive early,
52.17.
very good.
Man, I'm good.
If you plan on being aggressive early in the game, I think BKB makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're if the game is kind of shaping to be very passive, I think you can get away with getting a Maelstrom first.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And then from there, I think Drum of Endurance is a good pickup.
Yeah, and that might, yeah.
Helm of the Dominator would be a decent pickup.
Decent.
It's
yeah.
all those two are kind of situational, I think. I think if you're behind,
you would definitely probably want to get a drum.
Yeah, I think that's a good pickup.
But see, if you're waiting for the Maelstrom after the BKB, the drum is probably going to be honestly ineffective in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's probably too late.
I think so as well.
So, but
Helm of the Dominator. Now that I see it, it's his passive is so good. I don't know if you necessarily need it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be bad if you're looking for a unique attack modifier on him. It's going to be a good choice in my opinion.
And it would contribute to his survivability in team fights.
100%,
well.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
and then from there, extension items. I start to look towards Daedalus, Heart of Tarask,
yeah,
Assault Cuirass, Skull Basher,
pretty much anything with a melee strength hero.
Blade Mail, Mjolnir. Yeah. I think especially Mjolnir. If you decide to go Maelstrom, upgrade to a Mjolnir.
100%, yeah. You're going to get that extra attack speed. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends if your team needs more damage. Obviously look towards things like Daedalus and
the Mjolnir.
Yeah, Skull Basher.
If you're getting railed on an AC, it would be a really good choice. A heart would be a really good choice. So
Blade Mail.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, Jared. It comes to
Brian,
the time of
yes.
Hero of the Week. If you recommend or do not recommend.
I really like Dragon Knight, honestly.
Yeah.
In the right team comp, he does a great amount of damage.
Yeah.
He has great sustain.
Yeah.
I recommend him in the right situation.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I give it...
Yeah, these are definitely a buy.
It's definitely a buy.
I give it definitely a buy, assuming it's the right draft.
Yeah, I give him a single recommend, not a double recommend.
Okay. There we go.
The double recommend being he can fit pretty much anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, and as long as you're not drafting him as your hard carry, your number one hard carry.
In a 100% pushing strat where you're wanting to win by 25 minutes, he can be a number one.
I would agree with that. I don't disagree.
100% situational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can say that about anything, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jared, let's move on to the item of the week.
All right. So,
Item of the week is Hand of Midas.
Hand of Midas.
It costs $2,050.
Can we say gold coin?
2,050 gold coin.
Okay.
It gives you plus 30 attack speed.
Which is nice.
It has the active ability Transmute, kills a non-hero target for 190 gold and 2.5 times the experience, cannot be used on ancients.
That's unfortunate.
It consists of the Gloves of Haste and a recipe.
Right.
So, Jared, I told you I would need help with this. So tell me what's going on here.
So the Hand of Midas has you buy it for two reasons.
Yeah.
One, if you're wanting to get an extra burst of gold, because you have to use it like 11 times for it to pay off, which it has a 100-second cooldown. Am I right?
It's either 90 or 100.
Yeah, it's something like that. So really, if you use it on cooldown, it's going to pay off for itself in about 15 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, and the idea here is you're going to get that 190 gold every 90 or 100 seconds, whatever the heck the cooldown is. And it's going to help expedite your farm.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain heroes, like an Invoker, that are super level dependent that are going to want to buy this just to get the extra levels that you're going to gain with it.
I think that's where the real money for this item is the experience that you get.
100%, yes. So a lot of times you might hear people talk about a catch-up Midas. A lot of times people will, if they're a little behind, maybe buy a Hand of Midas to try to help them catch up on levels.
Now, see, this is where I get confused.
Right.
Because that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Because you're getting levels, but at the same time, it's also...
You've stunted your growth.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%
You're not getting the items that... You're not getting, like, your core items, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
good.
The Hand of Midas
Good.
is by far the most confusing and opinionated item in all of Dota. Because you'll listen to some people that talk about how...
Arteezy.
A Hand of Midas, you always get it, you know, because of whatever's going on.
Arteezy's famous for tweeting something about people who don't understand Hand of Midas shouldn't buy it. And I would throw.
I would agree with that.
I would throw myself into that camp.
I would agree with that.
That's why my life stealer win rate is like 17%.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That was a bad time in my life.
That was so much fun though.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We were bad.
Jungling life stealer, bad.
That's such a bad decision. That's
terrible.
why my game with that when I played that Venge was so good because we were playing a jungling life stealer, and I just
really?
warded him.
Oh,
I
jeez.
warded his I didn't take out his camps, but I warded it so I could see when he was in his camps.
He shouldn't be dying to that though, because he has rage.
I don't think he leveled it
Oh, really?
early.
That's a bad.
Well,
choice.
I got him at like level 1, then level 4. I think.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. But anyway,
Hand of Midas.
Hand of Midas. Yeah, so it's not necessarily controversial, but it's a very hot button topic item because there's certain times where you buy a Hand of Midas and your team's going to go crazy because you bought a Hand of Midas.
Yeah.
And there's certain times that your team's
Crazy as in like you're going to do really well, or your team's going to flip out.
your team's going to flip out because they're like, what the hell are you buying that for?
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's certain times where you might not buy it and your team's going to yell at you for not buying it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely one of those that certain heroes I definitely like to see it on.
Who would that be?
Invoker.
Invoker.
You almost
Lone Druid.
Lone Druid I think is always a good one.
Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
I know that was popular on Nature's
That was very
Prophet
very
for a while.
very very
Probably
popular.
because of Admiral Bulldog.
Yeah. It's definitely gotten less popular now that it's a lot more expensive than it used to be.
Yeah.
And you used to also be able to do kind of really weird things like use the Hand of Midas on Necronomicon creeps.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so you used to be able to do that. You still can use it on, like, let's say that the other team has an Enchantress or Chen or something.
Yeah.
You can still use it on those creeps.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat.
That's fantastic.
So you can use it offensively sometimes.
Yeah. That's
but yeah,
funny.
so
Here's my understanding of Hand of Midas.
okay.
Okay. There's like, if I'm being totally honest,
Please be.
I do not know A, when to get Hand of Midas,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
B, why you get Hand of Midas,
Okay.
and C, when I have gotten it, it's been obviously the wrong situation.
Yeah, I think honestly, I would buy it if I'm a core and I get first blood and maybe another kill. And I got a lot of gold early,
Yeah.
and I want to expand upon that.
Okay. That to me makes sense.
Yeah,
And to me, it seems like you want to buy it when the game state is very passive.
I would definitely agree with
Like
that.
when you're not dealing with a push strategy from the other team.
Right.
And your team can just kind of sit back and farm.
Because you're going to get more of an advantage as time goes on with it.
Yeah, but you need that window to get, you know,
Right.
to have
That 15 minutes
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
because you're going to be stunted for a while, but beyond that, you're going to be
you're going to be great.
you're going to be doing great.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting.
Okay, Hand of Midas, Jared. Recommend, do not recommend.
Situationally.
Situationally, okay. Brian gives it a do not recommend.
I would say at our level, do not recommend.
Yeah, to me, it makes more sense to just get up your core items and just focus on being a good player.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
It definitely is one of those items that if you don't know what you're doing, it can hurt you really
Yes.
bad. So,
17% life stealer win rate to testify against that.
but I got a 12-minute Hand of Midas.
Yeah, that was like a year ago, though. By the way, when I didn't know anything about Dota.
Yeah.
Still don't.
Yes. We know more about what we don't know.
Here's yes, and that's important
That's true.
to me.
True.
Okay, here's the way that I think when I'm playing core.
Okay.
If I'm getting really far ahead in the early game, I've gotten a couple kills, and I feel like it might be a good time to buy a Hand of Midas. You know, everyone's planning on being passive or something like
Yeah.
that, which you can't really predict. I tend to just pick up a BKB because it's going to be like you're taking out the advantage that supports have in the early game by getting an early BKB, I think.
Okay.
I can tell you very much disagree with
I
this.
do. But
Jared, you get additional strength and damage from it, though.
yeah,
If it's situational, of course.
100%.
If there's a lot of action going on.
I think I like a BKB as much as Eternal Envy likes a BKB, if that makes any sense.
That is no. That's that. I think BKB, if you're playing core, is a really good item.
I'm not saying it isn't.
Oh my gosh. I've seen games lost because they don't pick up BKB.
And this is why I don't play core as much.
Right. Okay, so recommend from Jared situationally. Do not recommend from Brian. Okay, let's move on to one of my favorite segments of the show, Jared.
Right.
Noobs Ask Noobs.
Okay.
And before we move into that, I just remembered, we have started a new video segment where
Yes.
Ben Yadneb Day plays the hero of the week and rushes the item of the week.
Yes.
So, and the rules are where Ben gets his starting items, and then beyond that, he has to rush the item of the week.
Is he allowed to buy boots?
Well, according to the last game, he is.
Okay. I think that's fair.
He wasn't following the rules, but I think, yes, I think beyond boots, you have to rush the item of the week.
Okay.
So you can do starting items, boots, and then beyond that, you gotta go for the item of the week.
God, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking for his Dragon Knight Midas game very shortly.
Yes. You can find those at youtube.com/WeLikeDota.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Okay, Noobs Ask Noobs. This question comes from friend and moderator of the show, Bunny,
Well, moderator of the
subreddit. And is
not
now
of the show.
he's now a guild officer.
Oh, okay.
So if you need guild invites, you can talk to Bunny.
All right.
Definitely one of the nicest guys I've encountered in our Dota 2 community.
Very good.
Shout out to the We Like Dota community though.
Yes,
Very-
absolutely.
Very nice group of individuals.
I agree.
Very friendly. Okay. People of all experience levels as well, which I do enjoy.
Yes.
There are
definitely
people who
agree.
are very good and will help you
yes,
and not be a dick.
which is always a plus.
And then there are people like you and I who are not good.
We're not that good.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But we like to act like we are.
We like to talk to each other.
Right. Okay, so this comes from Bunny. Bunny asks, no matter what level of experience I've been at, I have occasional runs where I play badly, make mistakes, and generally feed.
Yeah, we
I'm
all
sure everyone goes through this.
Oh, yep.
Absolutely true. Some of us never get out of that stage.
Exactly. That's the normal stage.
Jared and I. So my question is, what do you guys do when this happens, and what do you recommend to get out of a funk?
Oh.
Jared, what are your thoughts?
I think first off, having the foresight to just step away for a few is always good,
Yeah.
because I think the verbiage that the kids are using nowadays is on tilt.
I think.
Is that am I using that correctly?
On tilt or saltiness.
or tilted possibly?
Tilted.
Yeah.
That's like a pinball reference, right?
I don't think it is, but I think
It makes me
is.
think of pinball.
Yeah. I don't
Wait,
think it was
hold on.
meant to be. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I don't think it was meant to be, but it could be.
So people are saying that they're tilting or on tilt and not realizing it's a pinball reference.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I love pinball,
Well,
Jared.
it's so much fun.
Love
So much
pinball.
fun. But yeah, so yeah, I think just knowing when to just get away for a couple minutes was always good.
I agree.
Go get yourself a nice drink if you're of age, an adult beverage. Just relax.
A nice fermented beverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think that then sometimes what I will do is just play a game against bots by myself.
Yeah.
Like, so me and 9 bots,
Yes.
and just
Which can
and
sometimes
I usually just play on tiny, so I can just
bang
go
on
ham.
stuff.
Yeah. So
Sometimes
that's
the
what I
bots will
do.
make you tilt more.
Sometimes.
Yeah. What I do is
But only if you're playing that Necrophos spot. That thing is stupid.
it is stupid.
God,
Won't
so
even
good.
like complete his item sometimes.
I hate that bot.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that your and this is getting a little out there a little bit, or a little meta.
With
if
you,
will.
Brian, never.
I'm a big believer in that your mental state plays a big part in how you play in the game.
100% agree.
So if you're really pissed off and really I don't know, just on tilt, if you will, or salty.
Somebody in the in the
Twitch chat room.
Twitch chat room said it's a poker reference.
Oh, okay.
I think pinball makes more sense.
I like pinball.
We're gonna go with the pinball reference.
That also makes sense, though. But anyway, I'm a big believer in that your mental state really comes out in how you play. So I think if you're really upset or really just in some sort of heavy emotional state, it's going to come out.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And, it's just like in pub matches. If your team is, people start throwing mud at each other and they're mad at each other, probably not going to do too well.
No, you're not.
So I think morale is a big factor and is very underrated in Dota 2.
Yeah, so
what I like to do when I go through these bad streaks or whatever, I just stop playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'll load up
right.
Hearthstone. I'll play, Borderlands, or I like to play racing games. So I'll load up.
So weird.
I love racing games, especially like the Dirt series. It's rally racing. Come on.
Okay.
We both drive Subarus, Jared.
I know.
Come on. That's right up our alley.
I'm well aware.
Yeah. I love racing games.
Okay.
So anyway, I just like to just kind of step away from it all for a while.
Yeah, I think it's smart.
Or go watch an episode of The Wire. I've started watching The Wire.
Interesting.
I fell asleep during an episode of it today.
Yeah. I recently started watching X-Files on Netflix.
Oh, I like the X-Files.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Are you on season 1?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start watching that and
About halfway through.
we can exchange notes.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to move on to the next question. So there you go, Bunny. This comes from The Gremlin.
The Gremlin.
The Gremlin.
THA.
And he or she writes, I have a couple of friends wanting to get into Dota and have been playing the little training missions and such.
Oh, yes.
I like his wording there. The little training missions and such.
It seems very...
I see you're playing your little training missions there.
right, exactly.
The thing is, those dumb training missions basically start you off with Sniper.
Oh, yes.
What would you guys say the best way, or what other heroes would I suggest to my friends to get them away from always playing Sniper?
Yes.
Also, should a new player use the in-game guides or not? Or should they just try to figure out how the hero works by trial and error?
Yes.
So there's a couple of routes you could go here.
100%.
First of all, I think with Sniper, I think as a starting hero, he's not bad.
I think that he has a lot of advantages for people learning how to play the game, the mechanics of it, for sure.
Yes. So he's got, the range, his
attack animation.
His attack animation is one of the best in the game, so you can last hit with him really easily. But with that said, he also has a lot of disadvantages.
He's very squishy.
He's very squishy, very farm dependent.
Yes.
And you really have to be on top of positioning to be effective with him.
Agreed.
So if you get caught out, which a lot of newer players tend to do,
I mean, it happens, yeah.
you're going to be feeding very easily. So look out for that.
Sniper's super easy to feed on.
Yeah. So what I recommend is not one hero in particular. I recommend trying cores and trying supports.
Yes.
And specifically with cores, I suggest strength heroes.
I think that it's a good place to start.
Yeah, ones that tend to tank up and that are very easy to play and to execute on.
Yes.
My number one suggestion for core is Wraith King.
Yeah.
He's in a very good spot right now. He only has one active ability to worry about.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
You got one button. You can take every other button off your keyboard. Just leave the Q and you're set.
Yeah. And it's a good one at that.
Oh, it's a great one.
It's a nice stun.
It's a nice stun.
And he has the passive crit and lifesteal, and then he has the reincarnation, which is good.
It's great.
Yeah. I also recommend Dragon Knight. We talked about Dragon Knight earlier.
Dragon Knight's great. Mm-hmm.
I think he's a nice one to pick up. Do you have any suggestions for cores?
Tiny, I think, is a great one.
Yeah. Is he strength or agility?
He's a strength.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was agility, but that
No.
doesn't make sense.
No, he's a rock.
That's true. It's a giant boulder.
Yeah. And if you're looking for somebody with a bit more spells, I think Kunkka is a good option.
Oh, controversial. Those are kind of hard to land.
Yeah, but I think if you're looking to learn how to get into spells, they both offer enough without using their spells to still be effective.
He's still effective without him, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do believe I hear your baby crying.
Yeah, I think so.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I think it's about time.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, and then for supports, I I would tend to look towards the limited hero pool for some of this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I recommend Witch Doctor or not.
Yeah, the thing with supports, a lot of times they tend to be a little more easy to kill, low hit points.
Yeah.
So
You have to be good
and
with
slower.
positioning on supports.
A lot of times,
Yeah.
a lot of them are slower.
I think I would recommend Witch Doctor. And Witch Doctor's fun because you can get kills on him fairly easily.
Yeah.
Look at Lich.
I think Lich is a good option.
Look at Vengeful Spirit. I think with supports, anyone who has a stun, I think is going to be someone you want to look towards.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Bane's a decent option.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I do like Bane.
But yeah,
As far as like in-game guides go, Jared, what do you recommend there?
trial and error. That's what I like.
Yeah, and I would disagree.
I know.
I would follow the in-game guides.
I've never used one of the in-game guides.
And there's no right answer here.
There isn't.
There's two schools of thought.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm definitely of the thought that I learn more about the hero and what their abilities do just by doing it.
Yeah.
If I just see a little like pop-up box telling me what to level, when to level, I don't learn anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I should level
Yeah.
and when I should level it.
I think that's fair.
But that being said, if you just want to play and you don't want to be thinking about it, a guide I think is a good way to go.
Yeah. I do enjoy the guides. I actually typically tend to follow a guide a lot of times. But with that said, a lot of times, actually in almost every game, I'm kind of breaking out of that a little bit.
Okay.
So for me, they're a good place to start.
Yeah, I
then-
would agree with that.
Yeah, and this is just how I learn and how I like to do stuff. I like to learn the basics, and then I like to know kind of when to go off that path.
Sure. Okay.
But that's just how I am.
Yeah.
So there's that. Next question comes from Gannis. Gannis asks, I've seen a couple of heroes like Ember Spirit or Kunkka acquiring more than one Battle Fury or
yeah.
Daedalus, and I've been wondering how crit and cleave stacks. Especially crit seems strange to me as I can't really figure out if both the crit chance and bonus damage stacks. Best regards from Gannis.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw this one to you because I have no freaking idea.
So I'm not 100% on this, but I'm pretty sure that cleave stacks completely. So
Cleave as in the
Battle Fury cleave.
so like the percentage of damage.
Exactly.
that
So
cleave
let's say it's at
stacks.
35 and 35. I don't know what a Battle Fury is offhand. I think it's 35.
I think it's 35.
So if you get two of them, it cleaves at 70% then.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I am pretty sure that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And
Then like the stats and stuff would stack with that as well.
Well, absolutely, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Battle Fury in general is great because it offers a lot of regen, because it has a Perseverance in there, so it has both the health and mana regen.
Yeah.
And then it also does provide a lot of bonus damage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Battle Fury in and of itself is a pretty good item, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's good for. I like to get it as a farming item.
Absolutely. And again, only get it if you're a melee hero, because it only works on melee heroes.
Yeah. What about the crit chance, Jared? Do you happen to know anything about that?
So with crit, it says having multiple Daedaluses will increase the chance of hitting a critical hit, but not the damage multiplier. So that
Okay.
being said, if you get more than one Daedalus, your chance of critting will go up, but the amount that you're critting will not go up.
Okay.
But that being said, it also gives you extra damage, which is going to go up.
Yeah.
It gives you 81 damage, bonus damage.
That's pretty nice.
So let's say if you have two of those, that's 162 damage.
Yeah.
That you're going to be critting at 2.4%.
That's pretty good.
Plus whatever damage you have anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean,
So there is a certain component of that you are kind of wasting,
right.
but it's not entirely terrible.
Exactly.
I mean, we've seen Ember Spirits who will grab 2 Battle Furies and 2 Daedaluses.
Yeah.
Daedali?
Daedaluses?
I don't know.
Daedalus? Maybe it's just a Daedalus.
Yeah.
2 Daedalus.
So I know that like the 2 Battle Fury build for Ember Spirit was like kind of the hotness for a while.
Well, and that was just because that sleight of fist that he has.
Yeah.
He cleaves on every hit of that.
Yeah.
So, and he was getting bonus damage that was like 120 bonus damage at level 4.
It was pretty unreal.
So then he was cleaving for 70 or 105% of that.
I still can't believe that he wasn't more balanced before he was put into captain's mode.
Yeah, that is unreal.
That thing was out of control.
That was so broken.
It's still pretty good. It's
still good.
They nerfed the damage on it, but
Quite a bit.
The range on that thing is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like 900, right? Something like
something
that.
like that. God.
Ugh. Freaking Ember Spirit.
Seriously.
So anyway, Gannis, I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit. We are definitely not an expert on this.
No, but
I would look towards Reddit with their 6K MMR
sure.
to answer your question.
But yeah, no, I think that it depends on what you're going for. But yeah, multiple Battle Furies or Daeluses, it's not necessarily something that you see often.
Yeah.
But it has advantages.
Yeah.
They have advantages.
Okay, let's wrap up the show, Jared.
Sure, bring it on.
Yeah, I guess first of all, I should say the next couple weeks for Jared and I are very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. So we're not going to be around on Wednesdays and Fridays very much. But I don't think Sundays, which is when we record our podcast, should really be affected. So
I don't know.
I'm not too worried about getting episodes out. But beyond that, we're not going to be around.
Yeah,
too
there
much.
might be
So-
not much content.
So just look out for that.
Yeah.
But we will be back once we get through these couple weeks. So
100%.
Don't worry about that. But yeah, check out the show at WeLikeDota.com. We're also We Like Dota on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Twitch.
That's right.
Jared, where can we find you online?
My Twitter handle is +3000, PLUS number 3000.
Yes.
Yeah.
For hockey and gambling news.
Absolutely. I do love hockey and gambling.
And the Dotes.
Yeah. I try to get to Dota every once in a while.
Yeah. You can follow me personally on Twitter at BYinger, BYINGER. You can also find Ben Yadneb Day on Twitter at Dota Yadneb, YADNEB. And I think that's going to do it for us, Jared.
Yeah, I think so.
Any parting words?
I don't believe.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next week.